Okay, we'll get started. As all of you are well aware, Jen Walter just last week announced that she was leaving St. Scholastica softball program to go down College Avenue and head up their program. Jen spent the last 16 years developing a very, very strong softball program at St. Scholastica, and conference power and regionally respected and nationally respected program. And as she did that, during 12 of those years, Rilee Dawson, our new head coach, was part of that. The first 4 of her time with the softball program was spent as a student athlete. And as a student athlete, I emphasize the student part of it first because she was at St. Scholastica. She earned a bachelor's degree in health science, a doctoral degree in physical therapy, and was recognized as a conference scholar athlete and a national All-American scholar athlete. Secondly, as an athlete in the softball program, she was extremely successful. She was a 3-time all-conference honoree. She was a player of the year in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference, and she was also recognized as a second-team All-American. And probably more importantly to us, as we looked at her resume and talked to her about possibly taking on the head coaching responsibility, is the fact that she was also a team captain and a member of our Student Athletic Advisory Council representing softball for 2 of those 4 years that she was in the program. So when we talk about student athlete experience at the Division III level, certainly Rilee, epitomizes that and experienced it herself and at St. Scholastica. So that was a very important piece of our decision-making process. And then secondly, those final 8 years, Rilee has been an assistant coach in the program. So, and as an assistant coach in the program, she's taken on a great deal of responsibility and been very instrumental in that piece of building that strong program. So she's been thoroughly embedded in all parts of planning practices and games, emphasis on pitching and hitting, and has worked closely with Jen Walter, a previous coach, in recruiting as a recruiting coordinator, alumni relations, building team chemistry, and all of those things. So we're very fortunate when, I was very fortunate when I approached Rilee and we talked about her interest in the program, that the passion that she's had for the program is very evident. She understands the program very well, the conference very well, the region very well, and it was a natural fit for us to go to her and approach her about being our next coach, and I was very excited that she was willing to accept our offer to do that. So I think it's more important that you hear from her and her interest in what she's looking forward to than me, and so at this point I'd like to introduce to you St. Scholastica's next head softball coach, Rilee Dawson.
I'd like to first off thank Don Olson for entrusting me with the reins of the softball program moving forward. As he mentioned, student athlete here, as well as an assistant coach for the past 12 years, and it's been a huge part of who I am. I can't imagine life without St. Scholastica and the softball program. Moving forward, I'm really excited. I'm humbled to have this opportunity, really excited to get this team on the field. We're returning a lot of really good players. We're bringing in a freshman class that's going to make this team better, and I'm most excited for that. I want the players that are here and any future Saints to have the same experience that I had as a student athlete, and that will be my main goal moving forward. Get the team on the field and win a national championship.
Questions?
What's it going to be like out on the recruiting trail going against your old coach or some players?
Game on. Yeah, it's going to, we've been going against UMD a couple of times here and there trying to get some of the same recruits. So I imagine that we'll be doing that in the future, and I look forward to the battle.
I can imagine it's going to be a lot of fun to face Jen.
I'm hoping this fall, in our fall classic, that we can get on that field. Yes.
Could you see playing UMD?
I don't know, in the next couple of years during the season, we'll probably play them regularly in the fall, just in a more scrimmage type setting.
I
I'm sure at some point you wanted to be a head coach, and the fact that it was able to work out where you're able to be a head coach here, what does that mean to you?
It's a dream come true. I've been preparing to be a head coach for the past 8 years. Since my initial year as an assistant, in talking with Jen, I said this is what I eventually want to do. Now I envisioned it being down the road a little bit farther, but have that opportunity now to take the reins, so I'm excited for that.
So, how much of her influence are you going to use in your coaching style, and what are you going to bring different to the Saints?
Sure. A lot of her influence. I was raised in this program as a coach, so that's going to be a huge part of my philosophy. Now, I think what made Jen and I so successful is that we're two different types of coaches. We complemented each other very well, so there's going to be definite differences in my coaching style, how I do things, and you'll see that a little bit with the team that is being put on the field.
The program's made the NCAA tournament for the last 5 years. Where do you think, or what do you think needs to happen for the program to take the next step?
Yeah, we're not satisfied with going to the regional tournament anymore. We've learned in the last few years that we can compete there, but going there and competing is not good enough anymore. I spoke with a few of our seniors last night on the phone, and they were very clear that they're not satisfied with going there and playing 2 games and going home. They want to win. So that's what we're going to start preparing for once we get them here in the fall. Going there, having that goal of we want to win that regional tournament.
Have you been able to talk to players since the decision was made, and can you enlighten us to some of those conversations?
Yeah, the team was notified last night, so I got on the phone with several of them. Plan to talk with the remainder within the next couple of days. I think overall they're excited. It's going to be a change. For our 5 seniors, they've been playing for the same coach for the past 3 years. And so just the growing pains that are going to be associated with that, but I think they're on board. They realize that, we're still going to have similar goals. We're going to add upon those, and they're ready to get on the field.
How is your style different from Jen's?
Well, she said it the other day, I'm a little bit more even-tempered. But, I think relationships are really, really important. Getting to know the players, getting to know what makes them tick, and starting there. As an assistant, it's a little bit different. I need to continue to build on those relationships and develop the relationships with the incoming freshmen.
Well, just your age compared to, I imagine maybe you related.
A couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you talked to Jen?
Have I talked to Jen?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did she have to say about this?
She's been very supportive during the entire process. It's been clear-cut from the beginning that this has been a goal of mine. As I said earlier, just the timing of it, I wasn't sure when I was going to go down that route. This made it really easy for me. I had looked at a couple other opportunities in the past couple of years as far as head coaching jobs, and they didn't feel right at the time. And just being that this is my alma mater made it a no-brainer for me.
So you didn't apply anywhere else?
No, I had looked into them, talked to some people, but that was the extent of.
Couldn't see you leaving here, huh?
No, I had a hard time doing so.
What do you see as being the biggest change in your day-to-day duties? I imagine there's a big difference from assistant coach to head coach.
Yeah, and I'm a full-time physical therapist. So, just changing from doing that to being a coach, this has been my passion. I love to put the hours in on the recruiting trail. I love to be able to contact recruits, talk with the players, and just to have that opportunity to do that 100% of the time is pretty incredible.
You said you're a full-time physical therapist? How'd you do it before, and how are you going to do it now?
I'm planning, head coach is going to be my full-time position. I'd work 8 hours before and then come to practice. Sometimes we'd have mornings and then come back in the evening, so it was busy, used to being busy.